Welcome back. So designing the second page of the Tasty Trucks restaurant website. So we've got a very simple page this time, which is constant. So we've got the event details, which contains a simple image of the event and the title of the event, description of the event, and we've got the details of the event, like the date and location, and then we've got about the event. And we've got two simple buttons: buy ticket, reserve your spot. And then we've got the upcoming events, which is just a duplicate component. We've designed this before, so we're just gonna import it into the design. So remember, if you get any benefit from this video, could you help a small channel like me out and hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on videos that could help you out a bunch, just like this one. I've got the event page design with me. It's off screen, of course, and you should bring it off too, so it helps you design that page. So we'll start by doing some things to change the layout of the website. So we're not gonna have just a simple app with these sections. These sections belong to the home page, so we're gonna change that, and the header and the footer are gonna be a separate components, and they'll belong to the layout page. So let's start by laying out the structure of the project. So let's say here pages, and then in the pages let's say home. So home.tsx, we got the home, and then in the components we've got the header. Of course, we gotta have the footer. So the footer, and then let's move the footer content into the footer. So let's remove this one, and then let's put it here. Yeah, put the content here, footer, and then let's import the assets that we need. Let's organize the imports, then save. So you've got the footer here. Then let's get all of this here, which is these are all sections. So let's start the server to see what's happening. And then if we check here, we see that the footer has disappeared. So let's we're not gonna get the footer back until we set up the layout. So remove all these and put them in the home page. So these are all gonna be the home page. Then we're gonna do import. Now for these constants, let's just put them in a separate file. So let's say here, let's say constants. So this file will contain the constants of our website. Of course, these constants are just temporary constants, but later it will contain the base URL of our website. It contains a lot of stuff that we'll need. So we're gonna do fi. Let's get back to the constants page. Let's export these. So let's do export. I'm gonna export, and then when we import again here, should import them no problem. We got them imported from the constants. So we see that the app page is actually now empty. So we're gonna start using now the React router. I don't really remember if I actually installed it, so I have installed it. Let's go to the page of the React router DOM very quickly and see. So the first thing that we're gonna do is React router DOM. We have to use React server. We're gonna use yarn instead. So let's say yarn at React router DOM. So what we're gonna say now is get back here. Do we have the React router DOM? Yes, React router DOM version 6. So first of all, let's create a router. So const router equals create. Yeah, you like this. So we're gonna say path. This route is this. And we've got the layout or something. Element. So it's gonna be root. I'm gonna say it's root because it's gonna be the root layout. And so we've got pages. Let's say root tsx. So we're gonna make it React functional component. So the root layout essentially will be something very simple. So it's gonna be contain the header, obviously, and then it's gonna be the footer, and then inside of it is gonna be the outlet. So what is the outlet? Well, the outlet is a root or the layout. Let's name it the layout for make things a bit clearer. So the layout is essentially what will contain our project. So the header and the footer will be something constant that will never change throughout the router. And the outlet is the place where we put our content or our page. Something very simple. So here we're gonna say not root. I'm gonna try to name it layout, not from end design. Our layout. Let's name it layout. And so say layout, our layout. Sorry. Then we're gonna save. So the element, the root element. Now we don't need this one. Let's see here, and then you've got our router. Let's see router provider. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say router is the router. So as easy as this, and then we're gonna save, we're gonna format, and then we're gonna start the server again and see if our router will work just fine or not. So you can see the footer and the header are working just fine. So I'm gonna say here children. So we're gonna say path. So the root element. So here's the layout. This trick that we did here is to tell it that the layout will be always the root element of the website, and then its children are going to be the home page, the event page, other pages. So every page is going to have its own path, and the home page is going to be the root path. So when we say here the element, we say home, and then save. So the home page will be here again, but with a very small exception, is that when we change pages, when we go, for example, let's say here to events, maybe one event like this, the header and footer will not disappear. So we've got a reusable component here. And so let's create another component. So let's say its path is / let's say event, and then we've got ID. So say element, not the home. So we don't yet have the event page. So let's say event.tsx. So let's say React functional component, event. So let's keep it like this, empty. So let's say things are going. So let's say event like this. This way. Now, if I say event and say / 4, it should take me to the event page. So this content here is coming from this page here. Very cool. Now, we said that we're gonna need the upcoming events component. So to make things a bit easier, I will move the, okay, so we're gonna need to make a upcoming events section, which is this one. So this section here is gonna need to be moved into another file. That's not a problem, but we need to organize our components. So I'm gonna change this home.tsx into a folder. So I'm gonna say home, then inside the home we're gonna put index.tsx, and inside the home index.tsx we're gonna move all this content into here. This is supposed to not create any problems because when you import the so let's move these two. Let's fix the imports. Let's fix the import. So let's get back to the app. Let's see, the home is imported from pages home. So this home, even though this home is a folder, since it's inside of it there's an index.tsx, the import operation stays the same. So if you go back here, now what's the use of this one? We can now here say component, and put inside of it here is upcoming events.tsx. I'm gonna say React functional component, obviously. We go back here, and then we say, where's this section of upcoming event? So remove this one, and then we put it here. So if we import the upcoming events here, we should have no problems. Now, saving this one, let's import upcoming events. Do this. It should be fine. So I will. So in the event page, the event page seems empty. Let's refresh the page. Okay, so we've got an issue here. Let's restart the server and see. Run dev, see. Got the server here. Try again. So it works again. Sorry for the confusion. So we're gonna have here a details section. So let's say section. let's put here details with 3 dots just so we can see. Then we got here upcoming events, something like this. So we got our upcoming events, and see that the upcoming events, the images haven't loaded. Just refresh the page. So still the images haven't been uploaded for some reason. We go to upcoming events, tree stating, seasonal harvest. So these are in the events section. So we've got our image events. So all this article is gonna be wrapped inside a link. So let's see, link. So to, let's say event, say 4, just for now, for the sake of, so if we click this one, take us here. But there's an issue. The images aren't loading for some reason. Oh, I see. So the URL that when we click here, this one here is not going to be, its link is going to become something else. It's not going to say, it's going to say localhost /events/pasta.png. So we need to make sure that this URL is like from the root. And I think the way to do this is do a // I think. Say it. Nope, it's not // So I think it's just a / and it's going to work. Yes, that's it. So we go back home, say home. It works just fine. Yes. So let's remove this one. Let's get back here, put it here, and then continue our work. So in one click, when we click here, so let's keep it to this button, okay? So we've got our upcoming event, and then we're gonna have to work now on the detail section. So the index, this is the home page. Let's remove the home page, remove this thing, remove constants, index, header, app, okay, yes, layout, and let's just keep this one. Now the design of this one is gonna be, so obviously we're gonna have a line here, a separator, so we're gonna have this section and this section. And then we're gonna have to have a line here as well, another one here, and for the event details, we're gonna keep it like this. And then about the event, and then, so we've got these, then we're gonna have something like this. So that this serial spot is gonna be in here. So I've got how many, so I'm going to move this one outside the view, and I will keep it in view so I can use it as a reference. So I'll start by making this one a grid design. So let's say class name, let's say grid, and let's say grid columns. Let's see how many columns. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So we've got first one, it's going to be automatic. Second one's going to be automatic. Third one, I think, automatic. So all automatic, but the last one's going to be on FF. So the first section, or the section of the image, is going to be, it's going to take as much space as possible. Now let's see the rows now. So grid rows. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 5 rows, and they should all be automatic. Yeah, let's just keep it 5 rows like this and see what will happen. So first of all, we're gonna have H1, which is gonna be seasonal harvest event, and then we're gonna have a paragraph with some content. So 1 second, let me just grab the content. So while I get the content, let's go to the details section. So we've got another section which is gonna be, okay, let's make an H4. Let's say event details, and then I'm gonna put a paragraph here. I'm gonna say strong, say date, and I'm gonna say June 17th, maybe 15th, doesn't matter, at 7 p.m. Okay, and then we've got location. This is going to be the same thing. Location. And it's going to be Tasty Tracks Restaurant. So Tasty Tracks Restaurant. Cool. Now then. Yeah. And I've got button. So the button we're gonna say reserve your spot. Reserve your spot, and it's gonna be a primary button. And then we've got about the event. Then we've got a final button which is gonna say buy tickets. So we're gonna say about the event. About the event. Then I'm gonna put some paragraphs here as well. So there's gonna be 2 paragraphs here. Okay. So first paragraph is gonna say this way, join us for something something, and then you got about the event. First paragraph is gonna be this. Second paragraph is gonna be this. So we save this one. Now going back to the design, we need the image. First things we need is the image. So let's say img, and you got source. Just keep it like this. So spans 3. So the image will span 3 columns. Nope, it will span 3 rows, but the columns, it won't span any columns. So it's gonna, don't need wait full. Okay, object cover, do this. So let's save. Got our image. Now seasonal harvest event is gonna be class name. Obviously, so it's gonna be column. The column is gonna be 2 to 3. 2 to 3. Cool. And the row, we're not gonna talk about the row because it's gonna be defaulting to 1. And then we've got the text, which is gonna be the same thing for the columns, but the row is gonna be 2 to 3. So if you check the grid design, the simple grid design that we did with using the Paint app, it's gonna match. So it's gonna be the same thing as I'm just going now. Just doing now. So let's say now event details. So event details is gonna be column 2 to 3, row 3 to 4. Same goes for this one and for this one. 3 to 4. So we've got date and locations, so all these are going to be in the same spot. So we've got reserve your spot. Now reserve your spot, the column is going to be 3 to 4, and the row is going to be 3 to 4 as well. So we're going to finish laying out the items, and then we'll see what will happen. So we've got about the event. So about the event, it's column 2 to 3, same, but this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5. 4 to 5. So same will go for these 2 paragraphs. It will all be in the same spot. Then we've got buy ticket. It's not going to be 4 to 5, it's going to be 5 to 6. And finally, things are starting to shape up. Now, the only issue that we've got here is that the elements that are in the same section need to be in a divider. So let's say div, put all these guys here, remove the class name from here, put it here, and remove it from these guys. So if I save now, about the event should be fixed. Let's see. So about the event fixed. Very good. Now let's get these guys. These guys get the same thing. So div, go like this, and then do something like this, put it here, something like these two get removed, save. Yes, that works perfectly. Now go to these guys. So some of them are taking up a lot of space for some reason. That's because I think because of the rows, because the rows have to have the same. So again, I'm gonna say repeat auto. Let's say 5 times. No, I think you should say 5 auto. I'm gonna say gap 5, and that works. Now let's get the image. So let's say we've got image, drinks tasting, this. So all these 3 images are small, so I'm gonna get one that's big enough. Let's put it here. Let's name it let's say seasonal harvest. Let's say algae. So I know these images aren't actually production ready, but we'll use production ready images later on. So say refresh. The image is not taking up any space because it is one affair. So if I say one affair, let's say, so if we look at the design again, we're gonna see that those guys, so let's say 0.6, so 0.6 FR. Here it's gonna have to be one fragment, and the final one's gonna have to say auto. For simplicity's sake, let's just say, I think I'm just gonna remove this one and let the rows row themselves automatically, if I may say. So we've got the columns. I'm gonna remove this one that says automatic, and then see this guy is not gonna be 3 to 4. He's gonna be 2 to 3 still. No, not the row, the column. 2 to 3 to 4, no, 2 to 3. So it's gonna be there, yes. And I'm gonna move this one and then put it after about the events. Not here, I meant here. It should be good now. I can hold this guy, but so let's get back to the home page and see what's going on there. So do we have some spacing? So we always have spaces here. Yes, so every page is gonna have to be responsible for its spacing. So for each section, okay, let's yeah, let's say M10. This should make up a lot of space here, and it should make it better. Now let's style these guys. So let's see, text 5XL, and then let's make it font bold, of course. Seasonal harvest event, and for the event details, let's say class name text 3XL maybe. So event details, let's make it 2XL. Font bold again, makes it better, but let's make it just XL. Very good. Now about the event, gonna have the same thing here. And then for reserve your spot, flex column, let's make a gap of 2. Nope. Let's just give this girl like empty if 2. Margin top 2, so this makes it better. Let's keep it this way, it looks very much better. So these guys, let's make 2 columns, and I hope that they break, because, okay, so let's see something like this. They look very good. So this is min max 0. So let's now make sure that the design breaks, so that when the width is too small, the image goes up and the descriptions and these guys go bottom. So I'm gonna say here in the grid, so I've got grid calls 2 columns. So this is only when the screen is large enough. We're gonna say only when we're at large, we're gonna use grid system. When we're not at large, I'm going to use flex column. This should make things much better. And then I'm going to remove this one as we don't need it. So we're going to say this. When I get it bigger, it becomes a lot better. Now then, let's make the image rounded a bit. So it's a rounded LG. XLRG is very good. Now let's give it a shadow. Shadow LG. Okay, extra large. Okay, seems very good. So this is the page, even when we're on, mobile design. So when we're on mobile, we're gonna want to reduce this margin a bit so it looks better. So let's say there's a margin of 10 only when we're large. But normally we say margin of 5. Looks much better. Again, we're gonna want the gap to be 5 only when we're large. When we're small, we're gonna want this to be gap of 2. This is better. Becomes much better. So this is good. Now we're gonna need to make the image centered. So we're gonna say LG, and then we're gonna say so we need this image to span not just 3 rows but 4 rows, and make it self-centered so that it goes into the center like this. And now the design looks much better than it used to be. Now then, again, see the image goes like to the left, so we need the image to go like to be in the center. So justify self-center. Justify self-center. Let's see now. This works. Yes, so the image stays at the center. That's much better now than it used to be. So I got this very responsive design, and so yeah, this concludes the event page.